I am the second most attacked person in the world. This broadcast is not about Alex Jones. Our job is not to be gonzo journalists here, but to defend media institutions and outlets that have histories of telling the truth, like James O'Keefe and Project Veritas and Matt Drudge of DrudgeReport.com and WorldNet Daily and Breitbart and Daily Caller and a few of the Fox News hosts. Limbaugh's not perfect, Hannity's not perfect, but they're light years better than the globalists. They're at least not out to get the country. They're at least nationalists, okay? Which, again, they're light years better. We're all under attack, okay? And one thing as individualists we don't have is the ability that collectivists do to get together on things. They're a bunch of like 1 foot tall, spiritually, you know, snot-nosed, cowardly wannabe bullies. And we just kind of kick the gremlins off as we go about our daily business. But when you start getting piled on by hundreds of them, they can really do some damage. And that's why when I saw Rush Limbaugh 6 years ago when they were about to cancel his show for a long time, almost a year, they'd driven down the revenue on the show, driven down the price of the ads by 50%. And I'm a good opportunist. I mean, if I can be opportunistic and actually help somebody, that's a win-win. I mean, I love zero-sum games. And so I went and spent $250,000 on the Rush Limbaugh show, and we made some decent money back and put it back into the operation. It wasn't huge. Advertising my films. And I did it because I wanted to send a signal that I was classy, but that I also had common sense. And if they could bring down Rush Limbaugh, they could then target and bully and bring down everybody. It's 101 common sense. Hang together or hang separate, as Benjamin Franklin said. And there is no one under more attack other than Donald Trump. It's official now. For a year running, there is no one under more attack than Donald Trump except for me. All right? Donald Trump is obviously under 20 times the attack I'm under. It's global. It's huge. But the only other person under more attack than myself is Donald Trump. And that's a fact. And I'm not up here on a high horse saying that. It's very daunting, quite frankly, just to know there's that much scum and that many collaborators and that many evil people and mercenaries politically in this country. That I am the second most attacked person in the world now. I mean, it's finally dawned on me when there are, on an average day, 50 major newspapers lying about me and calling for me to be shut down and saying I'm trying to cause a violent revolution and that I'm a criminal and I'm a terrorist. Some days they're over 1,000. I don't even pay attention now. Reportedly, it's ABC, CBS, NBC, even Fox attacks me. It's just everywhere. And it's lies, it's edited tapes, it's things out of context. You know what they're doing. And why are they doing that? They know the form of Americana that I'm promoting is the truth. And they know it is medicine to a dying body. They know that it's the antithesis of the globalist New World Order control system. And they're scared of it. They're scared of you. And that, again, is not some patronizing, oh, make you feel like you're part of it. They're really scared of you, audience. No, you are 100% of the force of Infowars. We're only a focal point, a rallying point, a particle beam laser, atomic powered, aimed at the globalist. All of our energies, all of our prayers, all of our focus, all of our action. As a symbol, Infowars is now a rallying cry, just like the name Trump is, against the New World Order. And they know that. And Drudge is a rallying cry for a free and an open press. And so you've got Trump, Infowars, and Drudge. Drudge has been smart and has just been about the info, knowing he's already been under a greater attack than I've been over time. So over time, Drudge has been under a lot more attack. So he had a strategy, obviously, of just making it about the info, being mysterious for his own protection, and it's really worked. And he's been through a lot, obviously, but he's on top. I mean, it's legendary. So Drudge came a long time ago. I was a slow grower, now just exploding, just like hydrogen bombs inside the globalist system. And then Trump is just like, boom, on the scene in the last 2 years. Just giant explosion. And that's why they're trying to demonize and manipulate and take down all three. But if you notice, they're particularly wanting to get Alex Jones, because if they can boycott us and get people to shut us down and go in with racketeering and manipulate and threaten groups, try to cut off our funding, it will be used as a template, as Media Matters and David Brock admits, to shut down all other free press in this country, including the left that they have bullied and taken control of and turned into this monstrous thing it is today. And the left had problems before, but I wasn't sure who was worse, mainline conservatives or left, 10 years ago. Boy, we see how the cancer grew. We see in what tissue, in what soil this monster came. So that's why I'm telling everybody that when they have not just Homeland, but other TV shows demonizing yours truly, and they create fictional characters that are straw men, saying the things I say word for word, but then having it in the episode where I get innocent Muslims arrested and I'm actually the person that gets people blown up. That's what they say, that the folks that watch the episode. And you know what? I'm going to reach out to our contact inside. You're attacking me. You've plagiarized me. I never even got back with the people inside that wanted to give me all the scripts and stuff. Like I got the Machete script, and then Rodriguez said it wasn't real, and it was word for word the script. I'm going to get the future scripts. I'm going to get all of them. Try to send a cease and desist. You're attacking me. You're plagiarizing my words to then create situational ethics where I'm always a villain and cause calamities to promote this idea that I should be shut down in the real world. You are the ultimate fake news. Not only has CNN been caught giving Hillary the questions and fixing things and manipulating and colluding and lying and the other big networks, you now, in the globalist combine, from HBO to Showtime to you name it, create these straw men reports about yours truly, or create whole actors out of whole cloth to then do bad things that you then want to have projected onto us and accepted by the public. I mean, it's incredible. And then you claim I'm the fake news. My name is Alexander Emmerich Jones. I was born in Dallas, Texas in 1974. My mama and my daddy are who I say they were. Everything I've ever done has been in front of God, country, and the rest of the world with my butt hanging out. I'm just naked in front of the whole world. Everybody knows it. I'm genuine. I'm real. When I act like a jerk and blow up, it's real. That wasn't an act yesterday. I mean, at a certain point, I get into fighting mode. At a certain point, all the niceties go away. And the fact that our country has fallen so far that they would call for us to be banned and shut down and to have our finance sources cut off in the most discriminatory, dangerous way you could imagine, and then it would just be done. And I knew yesterday when I covered this and talked about this with AdRoll, not AdBlade, that's a good advertising company, but AdRoll, that there wouldn't be anything in the newspaper today. And you know why? Anything big like this that isn't a strategy given to the operatives, and then they run with that strategy for a day, a week, a month, then they get a new strategy, and then that comes out. They're having to go back and say, hey, we had a big score, we had a big hit, but this will look really bad if we admit we're going in and getting ad agencies to not let people advertise with them anymore. There's a lot of lawsuits. The Washington Post 2 months ago had to pull their list of fake news because of lawsuits. What are we going to do? We just hit a big score behind the scenes, but Jones is going to sue in discovery and find out what we did. Well, then don't report on it because we don't want to be connected to it. See, because that's the racketeering. It's when they're all organized behind the scenes, not letting you in the mall, in the Apple store, in the cafe because you're black, or to the front of the bus because you're black. Same thing. Oh, you're a conservative. We put you on a list beyond Nazi Germany with the yellow stars. That's what they first told the Jews and others. You can't have businesses in this area of town. Then you can't have businesses, period. This is how they shut you down and put you in your electronic ghettos. And what did Matt Drudge say here 16 months ago in the air? In his one interview in the last 4 years. He said they're putting us into electronic ghettos where they can fully control us and then shut us down when they want. We've got to build our own platforms and fight with those. That's true net neutrality. Isn't even so much how the data goes over the telecoms. That's part of it. But that these big systems have gobbled it all up and gotten control of the whole thing, and then they themselves filter it and manipulate it through false advertising. So what I'm talking about here isn't just Infowars. It's that we represent you, you represent us. If they can take Donald Trump down, if they can take Matt Drudge down, if they can take Alex Jones down, they can take everybody down. And Trump is trying to cut your taxes, trying to cut the regulations, trying to get big mega banks under his orders. They were given all that free money, taxpayer money, to loan it back to small businesses that generate 80% of the jobs. And the Federal Reserve is challenging him. Right now, there's a big fight. They were already supposed to be gone. He's supposed to have his new people. They're even trying to block that. There are epic battles going on right now, and small business numbers the last 2 months are the highest since 1984, despite the big banks doing everything they can to try to suppress things, and Trump hasn't gotten 1/10 of his financial agenda through, which is meant to break the collectivist and this plan to make us all poor and have monopolies they control and internet they control, where Zuckerberg and Schmidt and all of them were caught in the WikiLeaks with Hillary, with the White House, with Soros, daily changing what you could see in the search results about Hillary. Good things about Hillary, bad things about Trump. We've had the best numbers since 1984. And it goes on and on and on. And so we're in a race. And so here it is. I don't want to sit up here. Everybody wants to call in and thank me. Do not thank me. But love it or hate it, Infowars, yours truly, in this war, in this day and age, in this historical time, there's only a few big dogs in the arena, okay? And all of those people are under systemic, constant mega attack. So know this. People want me to sue, takes money. People want me to keep expanding or stay the size we are under all this attack. See, we can't just stay the same size. We're always under attack. I know we got to get even bigger to be able to defeat them in the future. And I can see this into the future. I understand this. I said this 10 years ago. I said, the media always attacks me and says I do this for money. They always attack and try to destroy my family. I said, that's it. I'm going to explode in size and not just reach 5 million people a week. I'm going to reach 20 million. We did it as of about 4 years ago. Then I said, I'm going to go to the next level. I made that announcement on air. I said, we're going to go to 50 million a week. We now basically have reached that. Remember 2 years ago, I played that promo for a year? We now take the Infowar to the next level. Why do you think they're coming after us, folks? Next level is their total annihilation. Next level is their cultural destruction. They're trying to ban whiteboards, folks, and free speech, modern book burning, because you can't be allowed in front of a group to share a thought. We're being inducted into a giant brainwashing cult. Humanity's struggling back, and Infowars is the epicenter. You are the epicenter that has already sent shockwaves through and was the key demographic to push Trump over the verge and over the edge. But now the enemy's not as arrogant as they were. They had measured the drapes. They had TV shows already produced and already set up where Hillary's the president and I'm attacking her. Those are 7-8-month-old scripts now. It got produced months ago, only just now came out on Homeland. There's another book that Chelsea had published that was meant for her mom to be president. Chelsea would run the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation worldwide and set up global government. That's all blown up now. So here's the great successes we've had. And now these rats that stole the money from, Haiti and everything else, they think they own you and your family, and they think we're beaten, and they think they're just going to sit there and start shutting off the internet in classic racketeering and taking whole classes and groups of people and dehumanizing them and saying, you don't exist, you don't have access to Twitter or Facebook or Google, you don't have access to the international ad networks, you don't have access and rights to your own domain names, because we said, outside of a court, pulled it out of our gross globalist rear ends, we say you are fake. No, we're game-changing. We're world-changing. We are the David versus the Goliath. We are the people. We are the sleeping giant that will bring down your filthy giant, and you know it. So we're going for 13 hours today. Again, sounds like a lot of money losing. We made $3.3 million last year in that program to fund our operation. Not profit, money to fund the operation. Out of the advertising money we spent. Very successful ad program, I can tell you. It was set to be around 5 this year. That's budgeted out for our operations, you understand? And I told everybody, I want to raise millions right now so I can show people the numbers and say, now I don't have to pollute the show with too many ads and all the rest of this stuff. I can focus on the news and changing the world and show them every time you attack us, we're going to come back, skip the network break. Won't even be a show soon if this keeps happening. And that we're going to sit there and absolutely hammer you no matter what you do. Our audience and our listeners are going to understand that. And they're going to go to InfoWarsStore.com. They're going to go to InfoWarsLife.com, and they're going to buy the products they need, but to also support the First Amendment. I'd also asked folks last night, because listeners had a good point, why don't we have a donate button on the site? Doesn't have to be fancy. Call Tim in here. Call Buckley. I just want that. I can have it. I know we're big enough to have that. And I just want to get that posted on there for folks that want to donate on the front page of InfoWarsStore.com or InfoWars Show, Infowars.com/show. And listen, send that video link out and the audio links out to your friends, your family, your neighbors, and say 13-hour emergency broadcast, the internet crackdown on conservatives and Trump supporters and America firsters and nationalists has begun. It is on screen. Great job. I know I told them it wasn't up this morning. And again, they're overworked. We got a small crew here. Just bandwidth, ladies and gentlemen, cost us, I was checking, it's something like $8 million a year or something. I mean, folks, you have to understand, when you really are reaching on your own streams 10 million people a week at Infowars.com video and more than 15 million a week, because millions a day download the podcast, and you're paying for that bandwidth, even though it's the cheapest out there, and I mean, we have to have our own platform, like Drudge said. We have to have our own systems. We have to have our own program, because they'll be able to just to kick us off these third-party behemoths. But we use the big third-party behemoths to reach the public, knowing they were moving towards shutting it down, but fighting on those behemoths to try to keep them honest and not let them go in that direction. But the Democratic Party, the globalists, the big banks, Goldman Sachs, all of them, openly on November 9th, said, you will kick Alex Jones, and you will kick Breitbart, and you will kick them all off. The problem is they can't kick Drudge off because he's got his own web page. He's not on, Facebook and all these places. He's got outposts on Twitter, but he's the last kind of guy to stand because he has his own system. But they kicked Breitbart off. They took their advertising away. They kicked him off their free apps they've had for years that people contacted them through. And they're so busy with Bannon fighting to get the agenda through to cut your taxes and defeat the globalists that I'm told, and I don't like hearing this, that Breitbart's losing a lot of money and in trouble. And it's because they're under attack, ladies and gentlemen, and they sit there all conservative and stalwart while they're being burned to the ground. We're just going to stay at the ship, keep attacking, get them their tax cuts. Well, cannonballs are coming in. I'm not going to sit there and do that. We're in a war. You understand that? A total war. If I told you the other things I know, the things that are going on, but I can't. If I told you, it's a James Bond movie, but it's worse than that, okay? If these big companies have suicide net factories, and that's what they think, what do you think they think about you, what they'd like to do to you as an American? These are the most selfish scumbag people you can imagine, Zuckerberg and Schmidt and all of them. They want to break you and your family. They want full will and control over you. And that means destroying the American dream and totally consolidating power and banning families and banning language and banning chalkboards because you might be able to communicate on it in an old tech way in front of people. They're against the language, they're against culture, they're against men and women together. It is a fundamental scientific evil attack. And anyone out there listening that serves mainstream media, New York Times, any of you, you can see this is being done by a bunch of fake liberal globalists that are the opposite of liberal, that are totally cold-blooded and wicked beyond imagination. They're attacking us everywhere because they want to bully you into thinking, if you listen to Alex Jones and believe what he believes and adopt this, you're going to be attacked. The truth is, if you listen to this and take action, we're going to have victory and defeat the globalist. So, we're expanding in the face of all of this. And I know Providence is going to come through, and we're going to do it. So, let's put the P.O. box up on screen, too. If people want to send us a check, just a flat-out donation to fund this operation to be strong in the face of the enemy. We're going to launch a legal fund for the lawsuits. It's got to happen. I was already setting up the free speech site 2 months ago and getting ready to, the whole coalition we're setting up, all the rest of it. In Defense of Liberty, sale fundraiser. Infowars.com/show. Infowars.com. InfoWarsStore.com. It's very easy. You can call toll-free 888-253-3139. That's 888-253-3139. And we have got thousands of the very best items out there. I love how the New York Times was laughing at me over the phone that I sell water filters. Like, that's weird. You go in any nice restaurant, the water's filtered. You go in any rich person's house, the water's filtered, or middle-class person. It's like this weird cult thing that we're leftists. We drink the glyphosate and the lead and the mercury and the fuel additives and all the rest of the crap. And, you know, we watched half the kids on the street with cancer and think it's great. Bunch of crap. We sell the best water filters. And if you get a 3-month supply of high-quality food today, we're offering a free Alexa Pure water filtration. That's a $200+ discount already on super high-quality storable food. And there's a bunch of other specials. So you can get a great deal, get something you need, and get a discount, win-win-win, and fund the tip of the spear in the fight. I know you've been helping us for years and supporting us, and I want to thank you all. But listen, quite frankly, this won't be the only hit, and we all know it, and we need to be here promoting free speech and exposing how by stealth they want to be able to come in and take over the internet and then sit there and kick us off Google ad roll and shut us down and try to tell us we don't have access when that's 1,000 times worse than not baking a cake for a gay couple. And I'd bake their cake. The point is that if you're saying a business open to the public can't make a decision to not bake somebody's cake, but you're telling me that because Infowars is bad, you can't advertise absolutely approved high-quality products. It's a load of bull, and it's how they want to get away with discrimination and bullying. And I guarantee you, AdRoll got bullied into doing this as well. So the Victory Series, #1, President Donald J. Trump, Tennessee Arms, 80% completed lowers. These are a hobby. You do it yourself, and it's totally legal. Read the ATF letter. There's a few laws in places like California where you got to serial number it yourself. But the point is, these are drop shipped from Tennessee. They're laser etched, 1 of 1,000. These are going to sell out in just the next few days. I knew people would want them with Donald J. Trump 1776 Reborn, limited edition. We have one more run of a new chocolate sepia color of Ronald Reagan. Well, that's classic black. The one with Trump is the chocolate on the parchment paper, and then that's it. It's a whole new series of collectors, but that's it for even this series using the original drawings. So Victory 1 series. We need your support now more than ever. Also, Caveman, the ultimate new paleo formulation by Infowars Life, out of the gates is 33% off. It's available at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. And it's got the bone broth, the turmeric, and so much more. This is beyond whey. Whey's great as well. You mix whey and whey if you want. This is beyond protein powders. This is next level. The essence, obviously, everybody knows, is in those bones. It's all in there. Caveman, True Paleo Formula, Infowars, Life.com or 888-253-3139. And send these people a message that their open calls to censor us and everybody else won't be put up with. The American people will promote free speech, stand up against this, but also support the very tip of the spear in the fight. Now, I've got tons, massive amounts of news, special guests and more. The first hour of the 13-hour broadcast is over. Spread the link. You don't have to donate. Just spread the link. Infowars.com/show.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.